All right, hey, we're back again. February 4th, 2024. We are in February. The time has come. Big fish are starting to show up. You know, the waters are coming back into shape. Yesterday, we did a video on plunking with 2 rigs, 2 setups. Obviously, there's advantageous reasons to doing that. So hopefully those of you have subscribed to the channel, the YouTube channel. Obviously, most of you have watched it, but that should be feeding out there through the network, social media and stuff. And hopefully, you know, many of you get an opportunity to utilize that, and it's extremely effective. I mean, why not use 2 when you can use 2? I mean, technically speaking, double your chances, right? We Sully 1689. You made a comment on that video, and thank you for that. That comment was talking about bait divers. Bait divers being something that I think is a great discussion. So today we're going to go over those bait divers and how I personally rig my bait divers and what I do. So first thing I want to do is I want to tie a hook real quick, because this is an important part. I start with a 2/0 undercutting point, okay? And when I tie my hooks, I want it to be clear that when you start, wrong side. When you start tying the hook, you see this tag piece you start in on an egg loop, okay? Start that short. When I say short, about 1/4 of the shank, okay? Pinch it, start the wrap. You're gonna go 14 times. You're gonna grab the end, bring it back around. But the point I wanted to make here, sorry, eyesight's getting terrible these days. The point I wanted to make here is when you shorten that tag, when you first start it, it's gone, okay? I've wrapped over that tag completely. When I do 14 and then 5 wraps on the finish, pull it tight, there is no tag on this egg loop. And what's important, why is that an important thing? Well, when you're rigging coon shrimp and you're rigging sand shrimp and you're rigging things like that you're gonna be using to bait dive, it tears the shells. And when it tears the shells, it makes it extremely difficult. It's really important to keep the hood on these coon shrimp when you're bait trailing them. Sometimes you're in pretty heavy current. You might find these fish in 4, 5, 6 feet of water. You might find them in 6, 7, 8, 9. You might find them in, 10 to 14 feet of water. Winter steelhead, these big winter natives, they're lazy fish. They will be in those types of environments where 7 to 12, 7 to 13 feet of water. Quite consistently, I find them there when running bait divers. I like to run a little bit smaller spin glow than what we plunk with, right? Sorry, trying to get this bead on here. Time for some cheaters. My eyes ain't working no more. But backing down from your standard plunking size spin glow, okay? I drop down a size to what my favorite bait diver spin glow is. And again, I keep bringing this spin glow out, okay? And through, it's a plunking spin glow. It's a diver and bait spin glow. It's my 3 black dots, pink top, black wings. I love my black wings, okay? So what do? Thread this up real quick, slide it down on, and I'm gonna show you a little bit about the bait diver side of things. It's super important. Oh, we got one of those spin glows. Here it is, one of them spin glows that needs to be punched out. Haven't used this one yet. Yep. Oh, there we go, made it. Okay. Anyway, there's your setup. We're gonna tie that to our bait divers. What do we use for bait divers? There's 3 choices that I personally use, okay? I use a standard Hottentot, okay? This size. There's a Magnum Hottentot, okay? This size is your 4 to 8 feet of water. This size is your 7 to 11 feet of water, okay? And then we have a jet diver, okay? A 20-foot jet diver. They make 10-foot jet divers as well. Now, why would I use a Hottentot over a jet diver? A couple things. One, a Hottentot wiggles when it's working, okay? When it's working down there wiggling, you can always see that in your rod tip. You know you're not hung up. You know you're effectively fishing. A jet diver just dives down, bangs the bottom. You can kind of see it working, but oftentimes if you were to get snagged up, it's not as easy to tell, right? So I will always prefer a Hottentot over a jet diver, but when I'm fishing 11, 12 plus feet of water, I will take that 20-foot jet diver any day of the week because it will get me down there where the fish are. Again, 2 little rigging differences that I'm gonna go over. You run straight off the belly, you run straight to the main line off the bill, and straight off the belly with the actual leader. So let me tie this on just real quick, and we'll have this set up. And then I want to rig a coon shrimp for you real quick here so I can show you the style and way that I do rig these coon shrimp. Okay. Coon shrimp from January 16th, okay? I did those up. They're still looking gorgeous. You can see them inside there, all of them shrimp. You can still see a little bit of the rock salt that I threw in down here in the bottom. Holding tight, so that tells me that I'm at 100% solution, or salt salinity where I want to be to protect those coon shrimp, okay? These things are absolutely gorgeous, absolutely perfect texture, okay? They're all sanded up, ready to go. Let me drain some of the juice off these because they tend to drip, but there's the shrimp, okay? Unfortunately, this one does not have whiskers. I wish it did. But when I rig these coon shrimp, okay, I'm gonna take and I'm gonna go right behind the neck. I'm gonna dive in, okay? I'm gonna roll that hook around. I'm gonna carefully exit the hood, the head. I'm gonna push that shank down in just a little ways. I'm gonna pull my egg loop out, okay? Now I'm holding, with my left hand, I'm holding the tip of the hook. Pull my egg loop out. I'm gonna pull my tail feathers back just a hair, wrap my egg loop around the belly, pinch, just load it. Don't pull it tight where you're cutting through, just load it up in there. And then you have how I run the diver and coon shrimp, okay? There are times, a bit more effort, but there are times where I will run these divers and coon shrimp and I'll run them straight. If I'm gonna run them straight, I have these pre-made wires, okay, that slide down on my leader. Okay, so let me show you how that works. And this is just basically spinner wire, all right? So what I do is I slide them down. Takes just 1 second here. I'll slide them down on the leader, okay? And so when this comes down on the leader, you basically, what you're doing is I'm gonna pull this coon shrimp off here real quick since we've already seen that set up. And then I'm gonna bring it off carefully, okay? Now what I'm gonna do is I pull the tail feathers off this coon shrimp if I wanna run it straight, okay? So I just pluck the tail feathers off, set those aside, and then I stuff this wire in to the meat of the coon shrimp, follow me? And just wires right in. Now this particular wire was made for a prawn, but it effectively works. It just comes out the tip of the head, it's a little bit too long. So you can shorten these wires up, make them about 1.5 inches, that sort of thing. But now you'll see, I got my hook tangled here, 1 second. I'm gonna run my belly, I'm gonna run this hook out the belly of the coon shrimp, okay? Bear with me 1 second. Hold on here. Just like so, and it's hard to show you guys, I'm sorry, my hand's in the way, but I'm gonna run that right out the belly. I'm gonna pull my leader here back tight. And then that leader runs right through the eye of the wire. Follow me? So that's simple. Yeah, I think that covers it. Spin glows, again, I don't want to, you know, I'm always hot to trot about that pink dots and black dot spin glow, but there are other colors that I do run. I like my oranges, blacks, and whites with black wings. Here's something that doesn't have black wings, but I like darker bodies, purples, blacks, things like that on bright sunshiny days. I'll step away from a lot of the fluorescent colors and I'll run much darker colors because really, in my mind, it's not so much the spin glow they're after the bait, right? So all I want that spin glow to do is be there for buoyancy and flotation to keep my shrimp out of the gravel, keep my prawn out of the gravel, keep my coon shrimp out of the gravel, whatever it may be. So yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, so that's pretty much exactly how I do it. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to send, messages in. The other thing too is go to the website, www.bestcoonshrimpcure.com. Have a look around there. I'm going to put out a little thing here on the Facebook page, the Ultimate Shrimp Cure Facebook page, and that is a little. I'm going to ask for people to start posting a few pictures of fish they caught, and then maybe I'll post those pictures on the actual Best Coon Shrimp Cure website, and I'll have that as the banner page. But when you take those pictures, just take them horizontally, not vertically, and that way it fits perfectly on that banner page, and yeah, we can show off your fish. So anyway, I think that's it for tonight. If you have more questions, comments in below, and yeah, subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. Talk soon.